The explosive feud between Donald Trump and Samuel L. Jackson is igniting, exposing a web of lies and dubious accusations. Trump has stated he doesn't know Jackson and has criticized his acting career. At the heart of the scandal are claims of unpaid bills at Trump's golf club, which Jackson says he stopped frequenting 3 years ago. The actor claims he received a bill that he didn't pay because he wasn't a member of the club and hadn't visited the premises. The story revolves around an unexpected conflict between two well-known figures. It all started with a seemingly minor incident, actor Samuel L. Jackson being charged for pool services at a golf club he didn't use. In response, Donald Trump declared that he didn't know Jackson at all and had never met him. However, Jackson had evidence to refute Trump's words. He had receipts and other documents confirming his membership in the club and, consequently, his acquaintance with Trump. This fact takes the story beyond a simple dispute over a bill. The conflict escalated over a golf club membership that Jackson hadn't signed up for. This incident became a catalyst for a public confrontation, exposing a complex network of power and deception in which Hollywood clashes with a man known for his loose handling of facts. In an interview, Jackson was asked if he was aware that he was feuding with Donald Trump. The actor's response was full of irony. He noted that he wasn't aware of it but was happy to join the ranks of those disliked by Trump, emphasizing a sense of solidarity among people critical of the former president. So, if you're ready to dive into a story backed by facts, stay tuned because this is just the beginning. This story began with a simple remark by Samuel L. Jackson in an interview where he mentioned that Donald Trump isn't always honest in golf. It seemed like nothing special, but not for Trump. Instead of ignoring this statement, he did what was predictable, denied everything. He rushed to Twitter, stating that he didn't know Jackson. His supporters, as usual, believed him and the online discussion died down. However, Jackson wasn't going to give up. He not only knew Trump but had also played golf with him several times. And when it seemed that the incident was over, something unexpected happened. Jackson received a bill in the mail. The bill was from one of Trump's golf clubs. The strangeness was that Jackson hadn't been a member of this club for many years and, in fact, had never been one. The question arises, why was he suddenly billed? It became obvious that Donald Trump's fascination with golf had grown into something more, turning into a reflection of his tendency to distort reality to suit his own perception of the truth. Actor Samuel L. Jackson wasn't the only one who faced such behavior. Famous Hollywood figures such as Robert De Niro have criticized Trump for years, characterizing him as a gangster and condemning his methods in business. Many celebrities have expressed their dissatisfaction, seeking to stop Trump's attempts to evade responsibility for his actions. Samuel L. Jackson decided not to ignore another incident. If Donald Trump wanted to deny the fact of their acquaintance, that was his right. However, Jackson had evidence that he was ready to make public. In his Instagram account, the actor posted a screenshot of the bill he received from the golf club owned by Trump, which he hadn't even joined. According to Jackson, the bill wasn't a random mistake or misunderstanding. He considered it an example of unfair business practices and decided not to put up with such treatment. With his characteristic wit, he ended his publication with a memorable phrase, "I don't know what's in your wallet, but mine definitely has a bill from a club I'm not a member of." Donald Trump responded to movie star Samuel L. Jackson after the actor's accusations of dishonest play in golf in a recent interview. In the latest issue of United Airlines Rap City magazine, Jackson mentioned that one of Trump's golf clubs had billed him for a membership he didn't ask for. Later in the interview, a question followed about whether Jackson considered himself a better golfer than Donald Trump. Jackson's answer was unequivocal, "I definitely play fair." In response, Mr. Trump posted the following message on Twitter, "I don't know Samuel L. Jackson. As far as I remember, I've never played golf with him and I think he appears in commercials too often. It's tiresome. I'm not a fan of his." It's worth noting that Jackson's response was in his signature style. Witty, funny, and importantly, supported by real facts. The reaction to the publication was immediate, causing a storm of discussion in the online space. User comments were filled with criticism of Donald Trump, accusing him of insincerity. The public began to speculate about the possible involvement of other famous people in clubs associated with Trump without their knowledge. A wave of creativity swept the internet. Memes, jokes, and countless social media posts ridiculed the situation, highlighting Trump's failed attempt to distance himself from Jackson. It became obvious that Trump's desire to exclude Jackson from his past had backfired. Samuel L. Jackson, in turn, was not going to stop there and continued to reveal new details of what happened. It is well known that Donald Trump is sensitive to any exposure. After Samuel L. Jackson put him in a bad light, Trump resorted to his favorite method, posting on Twitter. Instead of understanding the reasons for the mysterious billing of Jackson for membership in a club he had never been a member of, Trump immediately resorted to insults, calling Jackson a boring actor who appears in an excessive number of commercials. Such statements came from a person who placed his name on a wide range of goods and services, from steaks to casinos and educational institutions. The tension reached an almost critical point, but Jackson decided not to leave this barb unanswered, which seemed to hit below the belt. His reaction was concise, straightforward, and certainly sharp. At least my name means something to people. And Jackson was not the only one who did not miss the opportunity to point out Trump's place in public opinion. Robert De Niro has been criticizing Trump for years, comparing him to a gangster and emphasizing his manner of behaving as if he is beyond the reach of the law. De Niro, like Jackson, was not shy about expressing his thoughts openly. Thus, Trump found himself drawn into another conflict with representatives of Hollywood. This time it was not only about issues related to golf, fictitious membership, or harsh statements on social media. On the contrary, an impressive list of famous people was forming, ready to openly expose the lies coming from Trump. And the whole planet watched the events unfold. Trump, wasting no time, launched a counteroffensive, initiating a new discussion around the issue of birth. This time, Senator Ted Cruz's citizenship was targeted, which he questioned. The public expressed concern that if Cruz was not born in the United States, but he is known to have been born in Canada. Cruz's response came in the form of a tweet with images from the TV series Happy Days, namely the episode Jump the Shark, which was a clear hint that Trump's reign may soon end. In a world where information battles unfold with lightning speed, another Twitter squabble attracts public attention, reminiscent of an episode from a popular television series. This time, the focus was on Donald Trump and actor Samuel L. Jackson, whose disagreements concerned the game of golf. The dispute began with Jackson's statement that he surpasses Trump in golf, adding that he does not resort to unfair methods. In response, Trump stated that he did not know Jackson and had not played golf with him, and also expressed the opinion that the actor appears too often in commercials. Jackson did not remain in debt, reminding Trump of their joint golf game and dinner, during which they ate shrimp and hot dogs. However, Samuel L. Jackson is not the only Hollywood representative who expresses dissatisfaction with Trump's actions. Robert De Niro, known for his directness, has repeatedly criticized Trump, calling him a gangster and questioning his leadership qualities. Their conflict goes beyond ordinary squabbles on social media, acquiring a deeper and more personal character. Robert De Niro, driven by a desire to draw attention to Donald Trump's actions, which he considers reckless, has repeatedly spoken out with public criticism of the politician. From emotional interviews to vivid stage statements, De Niro did not hesitate to express his opinion. His "Fuck Trump" speech at the Tony Awards ceremony and interviews in which he questioned Trump's mental abilities became widely known. In response, Trump called De Niro a washed-up actor, which was a typical reaction to criticism. However, De Niro and Samuel L. Jackson are just some of the many Hollywood stars who have openly expressed their disagreement with Trump. Actors, musicians, and directors, many representatives of the entertainment industry did not stand aside. Meryl Streep's speech at the Golden Globe Awards and Taylor Swift's decision to break her political silence are evidence that Trump's presidency has sparked a wave of political activism among celebrities. Despite the opinion that actors should avoid political statements, many stars believe that silence is unacceptable in this situation. Donald Trump continues to attract attention, skillfully using contradictions to his advantage. He not only ignores criticism but also deliberately provokes new conflicts. Whether celebrities, politicians, or even world leaders enter the fray, he maintains a tense atmosphere. The unpredictability of his actions is astonishing. After Samuel L. Jackson revealed information about a golf club scandal, the online community immediately reacted with criticism. Twitter was flooded with memes, jokes, and sarcastic comments. Trump apparently did not expect such a reaction. Initially, he denied knowing Jackson, but then screenshots and other evidence were published, causing a barrage of ridicule that he found difficult to deflect. There are concerns about Trump's possible refusal to hand over power if re-elected. Given his statements and actions, such concerns seem justified. People hoping for a peaceful transfer of power should carefully assess the situation. The statement comparing Trump's family to gangsters has resonated widely in society. Such statements, especially from well-known figures, instantly attract attention and provoke heated discussions. The argument is based on the assumption that Donald Trump, in his actions and decisions, demonstrates behavior characteristic of gangsters. It is argued that Trump acts like a gangster, but it is emphasized that even in the criminal world there are unwritten rules and concepts of honor. Violation of these principles, such as breaking promises and treating people unfairly, leads to condemnation and isolation regardless of the field of activity. This statement sparked an active reaction on social media. Support for Jackson, who made the statement, was expressed in numerous comments and posts, calling him a legend for criticizing Trump's business methods. At the same time, Dow's past statements against Trump surfaced, leading to a conflict between Hollywood and the former president. Comedians, late-night show hosts, and other influential figures actively supported the criticism of Trump, demonstrating that attempts to rewrite history can backfire. However, the story did not end there. The public outcry caused by the golf club incident continued to grow. Questions arose about how many more celebrities might be unwitting members of clubs associated with Trump. If Samuel L. Jackson was receiving bills he didn't know about, who else might have been registered without their consent? What started as a minor social media squabble escalated into a broad discussion of Trump's business dealings. It became clear that Trump was not just losing an argument, he was suffering a public defeat in front of a multi-million audience. For a man whose reputation is built on power, victories, and control, this was a nightmare from which he could not escape with his usual Twitter messages. Samuel L. Jackson, before ending this unpleasant story, made a spectacular point: "I'm blocking Trump like a bad golf shot." And that was the end of it. There were no more squabbles, no more wasted energy, just a clear and concise gesture that ended this chapter. The warning was unmistakable: engaging in a confrontation with Samuel L. Jackson means risking a crushing response. And if the confrontation with Jackson seemed unpleasant to Trump, he should probably avoid escalating tensions with Robert De Niro, given the solidarity and determination of the Hollywood community. Donald Trump once again demonstrated that even in the midst of a presidential campaign, he does not miss an opportunity for a Twitter spat. The occasion was a question asked to Samuel L. Jackson in an interview about his golf superiority over Trump. Jackson's response was direct. He expressed confidence in his superiority and added that he does not resort to cheating. Trump's reaction followed immediately in his usual manner. He posted a message on Twitter in which he stated that he did not know Samuel L. Jackson had not played golf with him and thought he appeared too often in commercials, calling it boring. This incident goes beyond a typical social media squabble. It serves as a reminder that Trump's tactics are not universal and do not always lead to the desired result. Many are not willing to remain silent in response to his attacks. They expose him, reveal his lies, and strive to bring the truth to the public. The speeches of Samuel L. Jackson and Robert De Niro undoubtedly resonated widely in society. The question now is whether these statements will have a lasting impact on the political landscape or whether Donald Trump will attempt to respond to the criticism. Time will tell what steps will be taken next. We invite readers to share their thoughts and predictions in the comments section. If you are interested in this topic and want to stay updated on developments, like and subscribe for updates. There are many more interesting materials and analytical reviews ahead.